All right, good afternoon. Here we are at the Shelton Homestead. There's the house, and we are going to go check out the trail. So this has been 4 years in the making. We are going to start over here, but we are going to end up way over there. And hopefully this video won't be too long, but this will be a good video for those of you who've been waiting to see this. And it is really bright out today. It's still a little wet from all the rain we had here the past few days, but today is the day I actually officially finished the trail and made the complete 1 1/3 mile loop. And then there's 3 little trails in between the big loop that kind of interconnect the whole thing, but we're not gonna spend any time on those on this video. We're just gonna do the big perimeter Porzio trail. So hopefully it's not too shaky. I can't really see the screen because of how bright the sun is today. So hopefully the quality will be good. So we're going to take a left and scurry down the hill. This is probably the oldest section of this trail. This was, like I said, 4 years in the making. And the newer parts of the trail are much wider than the older parts. So as it goes up the hill here, this is one of my first sections I did of bench cutting into the side of the hill. A lot of the grass has grown back, but not too much, which is nice. I may do this video in 2 parts. I don't know. I want to show the campsites and stuff. You know, I don't want to make it like hours long. It takes me 30 minutes to walk the whole thing if I'm really moving along and not stopping, you know. So I know this is going to be at least that long. All right, so we come around here and there's the creek, and it's pretty high from all the rain we had, but it sure is pretty with all the sun reflecting off the rocks and stuff. This was something I sort of started but never really continued. Maybe I will one of these days. So we're going to cross the creek here, but before we do, I'm going to show you one of 2 new campsites. This is one of the bigger ones. It's got enough room for 2 tents. Fire pit. Here's the benches I built. These are the first ones I built. A little bit different design than what I got later on, which you'll see. Yeah. So pretty nice. Just the right amount of green right now. So I'll probably have to give it a good weed whacking once before summer. Right now it's date is March 10th. No, 11th. March 11th. Alright, we're going to cross here. I got some rocks here to kind of give me a little bit of dryness to get across here. Here's a section I did late fall of last year. Survived winter pretty well. Just a what we call a switchback going up the side of the hill. This is the only pine tree in the whole entire woods on this property. switch back to the right. Then we're going to go into a section where there's tons of hickory trees. So we are pretty high up the side of the hill. There's a creek down there. Over there is the Moose Club. Cars are already starting to pour in. Anyways, we're going to keep going up into the hickories. Sometimes I like to go up the hill with switchback. Sometimes we just go straight up the hill, go for it. This is, like I said, a very old section before I really knew what I was doing. And this here will go all the way up to the corner of the property before we turn right. As you can see, we are really starting to get high now. It's one of the higher sections, but not the highest. Oh, that'll get the heart rate going. I just measured the whole trail earlier. Came to 1 1/3 miles exact. Every once in a while there'll be a stone staircase like this. This makes it easier to get up a little short, quick hill without slipping. All right, so this is the rear corner of the property, and now we're going to head west for a little ways. Some more stones. There's nothing really to see in here too much, so I'm not going to waste a whole lot of time until we get to the next feature, I guess. It's nice this time of year because there's not too much overgrowth, so you can see a lot more possibilities for campsites, that sort of thing. All right, up here it's giant rock. You can sit and take a break. Right up here is the neighbor's property. It's a big clearing that goes on a ways, running east to west. It's where they put some new pipelining in here when we first moved here. So about 14 years ago. Now, over those 4 years that I've built this, there have been a couple of reroutes. This trail used to go straight through here, but all that stuff fell, so I had to go to the left and re-clear it. And it's really rugged through here. Just, this is where all the trees fall. I don't know why, but we have a lot of blowdowns in this section here. And every year I usually got to cut something out. You can hear the creek down there. I love it when the creek's that high. I love the sound. The water is really clear and clean. I really hope that this video is not too unsteady and giving y'all seasickness or anything. Like I said, I can't really see the screen real clear. I'm using a selfie stick to try to make it a little more steady. And this section in here is basically just to connect the campsites. It's not really scenic until much later, but there is a scenic section. But I love getting out here in the morning and hiking the whole thing. I'm gonna start doing multiple laps just to start getting back in shape. Okay, coming upon the next campsite up on this next hill. Now if you go that way, down the hill, you can get to the creek again if you want to get water. If you go up this staircase here, this is one of the older campsites. Enough room for one tent. That bench is new. Fire pit. So you're really in dense woods here. So I have camped here once, and that right there is a huge oak tree. It's about 2 foot in diameter. I don't know, 60, 70 feet tall. It's a big one. Moving on. Continuing west. How long is this video already? 13:47, okay. I think we will do 2 videos. Oh, right here is where I started to build an outhouse. So that floor is complete on concrete blocks. The hole is already dug. I just got to make the walls, you know, and the part where you sit, and all the things that you need to have a successful sit down in the woods, so to speak. Just never gotten around to finishing it. But I got this cordless chop saw that I'm using from my dad that would probably be very useful to complete that. So it can still happen. I don't know if it's going to happen this year though. But that'd be convenient out here instead of having to dig a cat hole. All right, so right here, the trail continues down that way. which we will go in a minute. But first, real quick, I'm going to show you, we got another campsite over here. This is definitely one of my favorites. Over here, it's kind of hidden. There's a little side trail, and then you actually cross the tree, a fallen tree, to get to it. So I'll show you guys that real quick. Okay, I'm not watching the screen, I am watching where I'm walking so I don't fall. So, what we got here is a single tent site campsite. Again, very remote. Fire pit, the 2 benches I made not that long ago actually. So, pretty cool little spot. Big beech trees. Yeah, I don't know if you can tell from this, but it's about 1.5 feet diameter. That one's probably almost 2 foot in diameter. There's really big trees out here, old growth out in these woods. Let's move on, shall we? Been a pretty pleasant day. It's probably about 55 degrees, sunny all day. Just had to seize every moment I could to not only finish this but document it. Okay, all right, back to the trail. All right. So again, this is still all old trail that I've done either last year or the year before, pretty much actually. So this whole thing started when COVID hit. The year before, I had just caught the hiking bug really, really hard. We went to Shenandoah. I fell in love with the trail and wanted to do a lot of hiking. But COVID hit. The trail was closed down. All the national parks were closed. So we were pretty much stuck inside. So had all this land. I decided to hell with it. I'll just make my own trail and make my own campsites, and we'll just hike here. And that's how it all started. And I still have a lot of finish work to do, like the blazes on the trees. I got the base coat, but they're going to be the Italian flags in honor of John Porzio, who this trail is dedicated to in memory of. That would be my wife's father, late father, who passed away from COVID. Okay, so this trail here leads you back to the house. It's like a connector trail, but the big trail goes to the left, so we're going to follow it, and we're going to start climbing, and we'll soon be to the section I just completed to finish the trail. There's the creek we just crossed. Look at that giant table rock. So if you can't tell, that's probably from here to here, 5 feet by 5 feet is how big that big flat rock is. Amazing. Really cool. All right, let's go. Still going west. I mean, we came north a little bit, but going into the sun, so the picture's probably crap. But we're going to be turning north here real soon, so hopefully you can see a little bit better here real soon. I would have done this earlier in the day, but the trail wasn't finished yet. I had about 10 yards to complete today to get it all done, which I'm happy to report I did. And hopefully we'll be camping out here real soon. don't know if you can tell or not, but we are climbing. There's like, I don't know, 260 feet of total elevation on the loop, so not real bad. But if you're out of shape, you'll feel it. So now we are probably at the furthest point away from the house. And then we will soon be working our way back towards the house. All right. Now we're going to start to be a little level for a little bit. Big old cliff up there. We won't be going up there because that's actually the neighbor's property up at the top of there, but we'll be getting close. I just put that guy in yesterday. No, Friday? Thursday or Friday. Last dry day we had. Because if you go over down here, here's another connector trail that takes you down. That takes you down to the house. This is one of the older trails. This was actually the first outside part of the loop. Now, this is. So this is the section that I just completed. And it was probably one of the hardest sections I had to do. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video here and start a new one.